guys, welcome back to my channel. You're here with Diva. I hope you're all safe and healthy in this time. So today's pick a card reading is about your next meeting with this person. Okay, so how will your next meeting or your next encounter be like? Okay, so it's mostly your perception. I'll do another one regarding their perception. Okay, so this is your perception connected to the meeting or the interaction or the, let's say, meeting. It could be unexpected meeting, as it could be like a scheduled, planned meeting. Okay, you have 6 piles as usual. You can go with 1 to 6, the numbers, and the one that you're drawn to or the number that popped in your head in this second, you can go with that. So it's 1 to 6. You have Golden Universal deck 1, Millennium Thoth deck 2, Fountain Tarot deck 3, Sexual Magic deck 4, and Night Sun deck 5. I'm saying and, but technically and finally Millennium Thoth. I'm saying Millennium Thoth, but it's Mystic Monday, okay? But it could be connected with Millennium Thoth too, okay? Since I said it again. So you have Mystic Monday, deck 6. You can choose with your intuition, but this is definitely your perception, okay? Your perception, your feelings, your emotions, how you were feeling perhaps the moment you met them, you wanted to see them, you wanted to avoid them, you don't want to avoid them, etc. For the sake of reality, I'm not gonna force upright cards. I'm gonna go with reverse too, okay? So because I'm using the Prism Oracle, and the Prism Oracle is about the vibe, okay? So it could be like the mood, the vibe, the atmosphere, how is it being? And if I have like a vibe that's in reverse, it's definitely not that vibe, okay? So I'm also gonna be, but this is mostly for the vibe and the tarot deck, okay? So Divine Timing Oracle, I'll take it upright at least. And the Hermit Tarot, I use it because of the words, and I'm gonna take it upright. Okay, so the Hermit Tarot, whatever it says, it's upright. Okay, so be it it's reverse or upright, it will be upright. Okay, so any pile, it will be upright. I'm gonna take it. The vibes here, the prism, it's reverse, I will accept, because I want to understand how you're feeling when it's happening. What's your vibe? What's your approach? What are your emotions perhaps connected to the situation? And it's either I'm gonna project the cards so that you can understand it, or I'm just gonna tap into my intuition like usual, or I'll channel too. Okay, so there's many ways to create, of course. And we'll go with that. So technically, just take what resonates, discard the rest. You know what has happened. You know yourself better. I don't know. I trust that you know yourself better. Okay? You know yourself better. I'm not one that tells you how you're feeling. It's you will understand perhaps why you would feel that way, or you'll you understand. I'm sure you'll understand, because you have to understand yourself in general. Okay, so that being said, we're gonna start. So whoever chose deck 1, the Golden Universal Tarot, welcome to your reading. I hope you're all safe and healthy in this time. So today we're gonna go with your perception. Okay, so if you're watching this for yourself, it's definitely it. Okay, I'm gonna try going your perception, because we're gonna project what the cards are gonna say here. So it's either I'm gonna become you in this deck, you know, but then again, I'm not you. I'm just gonna act like I'm you. I'm gonna impersonate you technically. But then again, I release all of it, because this is just me going in the flow of it. But then again, none of it is mine. I'm aware of it, and I release it from me. Okay, always. Always, 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 none of those energies are mine. I'm just kind of like impersonating you because I have that ability, and I'm doing this as an offering. So technically it's energy I'm providing to myself so that I can help you out here in the situation. But none of it belongs to me. Okay, I'm very aware of that. So I bow down to your existence, and I respect you and I accept you. Hence why I have the ability to do this. Okay, so you have don't force things. So this one, it's about timing, but you're not gonna have to, you can't force things here, and divine timing is at play. And the last one is around March. I'm saying the last one, but there's another card that's coming November. So around March or November are timings that are could be defined. Don't force things, and divine timing is at play. So it's gonna happen when it needs to happen. My vibe, your vibe, technically, frustration. So we are frustrated here. I'm frustrated with this person, and I would do anything for you. So I'm understanding that you're ready to do anything for this person, but you're getting frustrated that person is avoiding your offering, or rejecting your help, or rejecting your support. So how is it gonna go? This time around, I'm not patient, okay? So technically with this situation, when I'm meeting this person, I'm not being patient with them, okay? I don't have patience. I'm not gonna wait, and that's why I'm also frustrated. I would do anything for this person, technically. And you have the 9 of Pentacles as my challenge when I'm facing this person. So your challenge when you're facing this person is 9 of Pentacles. So technically your own singlehood, your bachelorhood perhaps could be. And the reason why is that way is the Knight of Cups in reverse. In the initial we have the Strength card. In the present moment we have the, well, in between we have the Two of Cups. And you have the 7 of Cups in reverse. So this one, I am you here though. I would do anything for this person. And my perception here is my own projection here. So I'm impatient. Why I'm impatient is because I don't feel like the person is interested in me. My challenge technically is that this person is single, could be, and I want to tie her up perhaps, or I want to date her or date him, could be. Or my own challenge is that I'm single here. I'm gonna read this 2 ways, because it could be 2 ways. This one it could be I would do anything for you as the other person you're here for. This is what they're telling you. I would do anything for you, but I'm feeling frustrated because I don't have the time to deal with this person. Why I'm not interested in this person, and my challenge is that I'm single. I know I'm single, so this person is interested in me because they know I'm single, right? I don't feel strong here. I don't feel like I can manage my ego, my arrogance in this situation, because I don't want to be in a partnership with this guy or this girl perhaps. Hence where like my perception is that I'm not satisfied with the options I'm receiving, because if I'm single, I want to be in a relationship with someone. Let's say I want the person I'm attracted to do anything for me, right? So this one, it could be that you're not interested in this person, hence why you're frustrated with the situation, because you are single. That's your challenge. You don't want this person to take advantage of that element that you're single, because you're not interested in them. You don't fancy them. You don't want to give them your time. You don't feel like you're strong, technically. Like, strong in a humble way. That's what I'm trying to say. you can be humble, yes, but then again, you don't want to spend time with them, right? If you were humble and you were interested, you would definitely want to spend time with them, and you won't be frustrated with them because it's a person you're interested in, right? This one, in the case where I'm not interested in this person, which is logically vibing here as per me, okay? Because I'm respecting the reverse cards. Okay, you'll know if you're interested in this person or not. But if you know you're not interested in this person and this person would do anything for you, you don't want to use them, right? Because you don't want to be in debt to them. You don't want to say yes to if they're asking you for a coffee because they helped you out or they're doing something. I mean, you don't need to take it on you, right? You don't need to, because you're not interested. You just give them the, but some people feel bad that they're not interested in this person. But here I'm frustrated even more. I'm getting angry because I don't want to spend my time with this person. So there's an element of I don't want to talk with them. And I don't want them to know that I'm single, and I don't want to partner up myself with them. I don't want to date them. I don't see them as an option. This one, okay? So this one is more that vibe, okay? This one, there's no element of you're attracted to this person. It's more you want to be in control of the situation where you're not, you don't want to give any openings to this person. Okay, that's one way I channel, which is mostly the case here. Okay, you're meeting with someone who you're not interested in, you're not attracted to, you don't have any plans or intentions to be in a relationship with them. Now, the other one is in the form of your perception of this person with you. Okay, so let's say you are interested in this person, right? And you would do anything for them. But you're getting frustrated with the fact that this person is not being patient with you because you're seeing that they're not interested in you. And your challenge is that you're single, right? You're single, or your challenge is to be like it's not a question of you're single. It's to be like a woman who has a good reputation, or who's socially accepted, who has her own foundations, she's independent financially kind of stuff. So perhaps that's the reason why they're not interested in you, because they have nothing to benefit from you, technically, politically speaking, if this is more like that kind of person. So you're getting frustrated because you don't feel beautiful, you don't feel strong enough, and hence why you will feel that way, because you're taking it pretty personal, right? You're getting frustrated with the situation that this person is not waiting, is not being patient, is not slowing their pace just to meet yours, because you know perhaps that this person is not interested in you. You are their suitor. You're seeing that this person doesn't want to spend time with you, is not kind of connecting with you in any sort of way. Hence where you're kind of seeing that perhaps this person doesn't see you as an option, a potential option. Hence where you're feeling frustrated because you want to bond with them, you want to have something serious with them, but then again, this person's not interested. Be it you're a woman or a man here. Okay, it was pretty easy, this one, because you have all the body languages in this one. If a man or a woman, mostly men, if the man is not interested in you, he's gonna show it to you. He's not gonna slow down, he's not gonna be interested in you, he's not gonna ask you questions, he's not gonna interact with you. If the man is interested in you, he's gonna try to be helpful, he's gonna be open, he's gonna talk with you, he's gonna initiate talking with you, he's gonna initiate, plan out a new, where to see you, etc. They're gonna initiate eye contact. All of it, they initiate, because masculinity is that they initiate. Okay, they're male, they're gonna show you the way, I'm more that kind. If I'm interested, you'll see it. Okay, you will see it, want or not. Where I'm no longer in this perception that you don't see it, you see it. You just need to be receptive, and I prepare myself for rejection every time I'm attracted to a man. Okay, that's my technique I use. Even though I know the law of attraction and all that kind of stuff, but I'm more open to it. Guys, I always, every time I'm interested in a man, I say, please show me the way. If this person is meant for me, he's gonna do the things I expect a person to do. Even though you know, it's an expectation I'm projecting, but then again, I'm conscious of the fact that I'm gonna accept it. Be it this person didn't put the necessary efforts, I tried to put myself out there, I tried to communicate. But if a person's not eager to communicate, doesn't remember your name, doesn't remember the conversations you had with them, it's a big sign that this person is really not interested in you. And it also is the same way with physical attraction. Sometimes men have a tendency to check you out, make you feel like you're a wanted woman, but then again, they have a girlfriend, you know? So it kind of talks a lot about it. That's why communication is key. And, you know, getting to understand the person, asking the right questions at the beginning of the relationship. Like, if you like them, you have to ask the important questions that matter to you. Does this person have a child? Like, he's single, did he have an ex? Did he have a child with that ex? How long were they in a relationship? If this person is gay, or are they like straight or bisexual, or they don't know if they're sexual, they're queer, you know, they're queer. You have to ask those quick questions, because if you know what you are, then you want to meet someone who will be able to vibe with you, right? It's important. You need to prioritize yourself here, because a relationship is not about you though. What I'm saying, prioritize yourself, is you need to find a person who can live with you and you can live with them, both of you together. But at least those two people need to know at least what their needs are in a relationship, so that they can perhaps communicate and try to provide what the other person needs, so that they can put the relationship first, you know. So it depends. Like, there's so much you need to learn. Like, I need to learn still. Like, look, I'm talking like this, but I learned my lessons in a very hard way. But you know, I prepare myself for rejection, because I reject people, and I don't like to lie to myself, nor do I want to settle for a person just for the sake of settling in a relationship. You will compromise, but you are going to compromise with the person you want to compromise with, right? It's not just someone that you are influenced to date because everyone around you is dating someone, or everyone around you is married, but then again, you don't feel the needs to get married, or you don't feel the needs to, you know, have a child and that kind of stuff. So it depends on your preference. It's always your own preference, and hence what are your efforts, or the sacrifices you're eager to make, what are your tolerances, because you need to know what you want, what you're seeking for, and what you're comfortable with, and what you can tolerate. Once you know these things, dating, it's like a selection game, you know. Like, you date this person, you date that person, you ask the right questions. If the person looks pretty like, it's not just about attraction, obviously, but attraction is important. But it's mostly the sexual energy, you know, and the compatibility with sexual energy, and it's highly connected with smell. If you like their smell and they like your smell, that's like a very good thing, because you're going to taste this person, you're going to smell this person, right? Sex is more than, you know, just living with them. It's sleeping with them, it's licking them, it's suckling them, it's, you know, it's a lot. Like, I'm going like PG-13 here, but you know, it's good and bad. Like, sometimes a person will be sick, and you know, it can change their life, as it can change the whole situation. So it's not just about liking, it's about choosing to live with them, and they're gonna do the same with you. It's much more than meets the eye. And it's not just about love, and it's not just about crush, because you can fall in love many times in your lifetime. If you're a loving person, you're gonna fall in love with many people, and you will love people. And there's many levels to love. I'm not talking about the romantic love, but this one is more complicated because it's romantic love, let's say. But then again, who said long-lived relationship, it's about romantic love? You never know. It's all about communication. It's all about understanding the other person. It's about understanding what your needs are and not being afraid to communicate them. Varies. And it's not easy. It's hard sometimes. It's hard because if you're ashamed of certain stuff, or you felt shamed, or you had traumas connected to certain things, and then this is more like you need to get out of your comfort zone, you need to gamble, you need to risk things. You will need to put yourself out there. And always remember, guys, if they're meant for you, it will happen. If they're meant for you, everything will be favorable for the situation to happen. If it's not working, then there's something you're not aware of, either about yourself or about the other person, and then it's like a good thing that it didn't happen. But then again, because we're all mental, we're more psychological people, or our psychology and our mind is controlling us in this present moment, if ever it is the situation, then you won't understand it, because you're not centering yourself. You're not centered in the situation to tap into your intuition and to tap into the reality that you need to see about yourself and about the person. Okay? So it depends always. As I mentioned, I don't know everything. You know everything here. But it was your perception, and you'll know if it resonated, obviously. Okay, guys? You'll know if it's resonating. That's it. Pile, to whoever chose Millennium Thoth Tarot, welcome to your reading. I hope you're all safe and healthy in this time. So let's see what it is that you need to hear here about yourself connected to this situation. When you're going to meet this person, what's going to happen? But it's your perception. How are you approaching this person? Are you trying to avoid them? Are you trying to show them love? Are you trying to support them? Are you trying to be, friendly with them? Depends. You care about them, etc. Okay? So this one, I am manifesting you. Okay? So perhaps this one, it's about the person as it's about you. Okay? So you as in me. I am manifesting you. Creativity. So this one is definitely creative energy you're tapping into, and around July. So around July, you are manifesting this person, and you want to show this person that you are manifesting them. So this one, you're more in a seductive dynamic, okay? Creativity is also seduction, okay? Because sex or lovemaking, at the real bottom source of it, it is creative energy. It's creative energy. The more creative you are, the more energy you have to create. So it's more about self-expression here. But seduction is self-expression. It's a way of self-expression. So when you're meeting this person, how are you behaving? You have the Emperor. So definitely you're a person who is responsible. So I am very masculine here. Okay, so I'm being very masculine with this woman or this man I want to manifest in my life. Okay, so I have sexual energy towards them. So you're definitely in a more sexual dynamic, but then again, we can go humble with the sexuality. Okay, because the Emperor is definitely my big boss dynamic, but with a soft side to them. Okay, so it's very attractive to me. Okay, but to women in general, it is. Okay. Every woman would find any man who's responsible, who has their shit together, but then again, it's not an element of shit together. It's like Ram energy. Ram, if you've seen the Ram, like the Aries, which is the Ram, it's very directed, passionate, courageous energy, but at the same time, it has goals that it wants to achieve. But then again, it doesn't, you're like a warrior. You're like a person who knows what sacrifice is. You're a person who has experience. That's the vibe you're showing up with connected to this woman or this man. Okay, you want to bring in their life. Now, this also could be business-wise, because I'm manifesting you could also be in the form of I want you as a colleague, or I want you as the important paw in my business. So I could also be business-oriented, because the Emperor is definitely the person on a throne. Okay, and a throne, it's like an office, with all the contract you need to read and sign, and it's a lot of stuff. This one, I could go sexual in the form of I want to manifest this woman in my life, or this guy if I'm gay. okay? Or whatever orientation I have. Okay, if it's not really it, then definitely you'll know it's more business oriented. Okay, so you have the Knight of Swords as your challenge here. The reason why is that way is the Seven of Wands. Okay, you're definitely in a very go-getter dynamic here, okay? But in the beginning, there's like toxic dynamics here. And then we have the Princess of Swords. Then you have the Six of Swords. Okay, I need more time in this pile because I need to really tap into a masculine dynamic, and I'm a woman, okay? So I'm a woman, I'm not a man, okay? I'm a woman, I'm not a man. Diva Melek is a woman, technically, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, if I was a man here, and I'm like the Emperor, I know what it's like to, you know, play politics, seduce people, groom myself. I take care of my visuals. I know I have the skills, okay? So I'm very skilled. I know how to network. I know how banks work. I know people can betray me. I know how to put them to their place. I know what war is, you know? Like, I know how politics work. I act a specific way always. Okay, so things gravitate around me, this one. Okay, but I also have my own preferences, and I don't kind of neglect my own preferences. Okay, so I'm that type of man here. And how I'm feeling connected to this woman or this man, be it it's business, I'm gonna read it a different way. If it's more like more female male dynamics or romance, I'm gonna read it a different way. But because I started off with sexuality, I'm gonna keep it because creative energy is what you need always to get what you want. Okay, you need to be creative, you need to be seductive, right? To seduce people to work for you, right? To kind of get people to, because this one, if I'm more like a CEO dynamic, I need to be more analytical. I need to see the higher picture. I need to, you know what my budget is and how to kind of like save energy here, okay? That's creativity. It's about inventing things. But to be inventive, you need knowledge. You need people who are genius people. You know, sometimes it's about listening, this one. And then expressing yourself, but mostly you listen more than you think, and then you delegate here, this one. So I'm the Emperor, I'm feeling this way, so I make the decisions, and I want this person in my group, in my business. I want to invest in them. I want them to take my offers, technically, like that. Okay, and why I'm feeling this way is because for me to succeed, I need this person, right? I need this person in my life. I need this person in my team. I need this person on this project, because I know where my company's weaknesses are, or I know what my goals are connected to this new project. And my challenge here is to kind of explore more, you know, like explore more, or kind of face this person perhaps who's more like a Knight of Swords. I'm the Emperor though, and the person I'm facing here is more younger, okay? Is more like a knight. So the knights usually have more power in a kingdom, and the king technically, or the emperor, relies on the knights, okay? So this one, you do rely on this person, and it's your challenge because it relies all on this person. So you need to motivate this person to work for you, right? To be on your side, fight for you, technically. So in the beginning, how you're feeling connected to this person is that you're feeling like you're looking at your other options, but you're not satisfied with them, okay? So you need this person. You really know you need this person because your other options are not satisfying enough, or they don't have the skill this person has, or they don't have the strength this person has, or they don't have the experience this person has. Okay? That's how you're feeling at the beginning with this person. So there is an element of you definitely want this person to work for you. And you're not letting this go. So there's an element of you're being creative. You're not this one, if I'm a man here, I'm a woman. I'm definitely tapping into my masculinity here, which means that I want to conquer, I want to be charismatic, I want to use my charisma, my sex appeal, anything I can use to seduce this woman or this man to be on my project. So be it I need to, negotiate a specific price, I'm ready to do so. But then again, this person, if this is your perception of the person with the Princess of Swords, this person is more frowning, okay? So there's an element of this person is more frowning, this person is more displeased with the situation, or you're feeling displeased with the situation. This one. So what's happening when you meet this person? Be it this person is displeased to see you, but you need them in your group, or you need them in your team, or you need this person in a project. This person's feeling like connected to your perception of this person is that this person is more guarded against you, okay? They know what their truth is, and they're not satisfied with whatever is happening connected to you, and there's a side of them that's triggered, okay? So this person is getting triggered by you, or you feel like this person is triggered on their own. Hence where where to do research. You want to know what their trigger element is and how to find a solution to kind of get them on your side, technically. So what's the trigger element? You will search for it. You will ask people to search for it, or you'll do some research on the person you want to manifest in your life. If I'm a CEO, I'll definitely tell my secretary if I would have the data information for sure. I'll tell them to do some investigation about this person and to know what's happening in their private life, perhaps if I have that access. Or else I'll ask someone to kind of follow them just to understand what the triggering element is, or understand the background of the woman or the man you wish to, employ. Okay? And then with the Six of Swords, this one, you're not letting it go, okay? So there's an element of you're more stubborn than you seem, but technically you're the Emperor, so you are stubborn anyways, right? What you want, you need to manifest. That's the vibe here. And you're action-oriented, connected to it, because you are in a vibe of creativity. You're ready to create, which means that you're ready to put the effort, you're ready to sacrifice the time, and to not let it go, because you are manifesting this person in your business or whatever it is. Now, if this is more romance, I'm not feeling romance technically. I'm feeling sexual dynamics, okay? So if I'm a man and I want you, let's say, and I will feel successful that I want you and I want you to come around towards me, but my challenge connected to the situation is to kind of perhaps manage my own recklessness, perhaps, because perhaps I might have a throne and I might, I'm a man deep inside, right? I'm a man deep inside, so the young side of me, okay, the young side of me that's more reckless, it's more aggressive, it's more freedom loving, so it wants to express itself, which is normal because that's what the younger side of you, sometimes you're mature, yes, but then again, if you want to be more creative, sometimes it's your youthful side that comes out, right? So it's your soft side, but then again, this is not a soft side though. This is more a reckless, impatient, exploring, more imposing dynamic, but in an easy way. It's young, youthful energy. And be it this is the vibe you need to tap into, or this is the vibe you need to tolerate a bit. Okay, because you're the emperor, right? If you're the emperor, you have, you know, it's more like you're mature. I'm gonna explain it in a more like you're 36 years old, let's say, and you still have this inner child of you. Okay, it's young men that's like, you know, it's evolved and expanded obviously with life experiences and perhaps failed relationships, but at the same time, like, you know what you tolerate about yourself or not, you know, and how you can, you know, yourself. Technically this one, it's more about yourself and your weakness connected to that reckless side of yours that's perhaps, you know, you need to master a bit more, you know, or you know this is the problem usually in your previous relationships where you used to be very reckless and very selfish and very, you know, upfront and personal and that kind of stuff. Perhaps you'll know, I don't know. So in the beginning, how you're feeling connected to this woman or this man, it's more like you're not satisfied with your options. That's why you want to manifest this woman or this man in your life, right? You're not satisfied with the other options, and you know that you're not satisfied with them. Hence where with this woman or this man, you're kind of facing a woman or man that's kind of freedom loving. Oh, I see. Okay, this one, the Knight of Swords is the equal of a Princess of Swords. It's just this is a male, this is a female, okay? So what you're trying to do here is to act more mature with the woman or the man you're interested in to manifest in your, like, you're interested in, but you want to manifest this person, but this person's acting like a younger child. They might be younger than you, as they might be same age as you, but then again, they have their own, like, attitude they're kind of, like, showing you, and you need to kind of tap into the element that, like, if they're kind of acting this way, your inner young teenager is coming out. So this one is more like your egos are clashing a bit, but you are interested in this person, and this person's mirroring back to you the, you know, your weakest side to you. Okay, so when I'm saying the weakest side, it's more like the thing that has ruined your relationship with other people. This person, it has the same characteristics, but they're showing it to you, and you need to deal with their self that deep inside so that you can get this person, right? Because it's more like a stubborn dynamic here, this one. You're interested in this woman or this man, and this woman is kind of projecting back to you your weakness. I don't know if you're understanding it. Technically what you're trying to control, or you've learned to control, this person is facing it back to you. So if I have this tendency of being like giving attitude to people, I used to do that, right? But now that I'm more like a mature man, I'm more responsible. I can't act that way with everyone. It will create problems and chaos, and I won't have the throne I have all the time, right? Somehow, because when you are in charge, you need to delegate and you need the support of other people, and obviously they have their own reasons why they're supporting you, etc., but they're all greedy, you know it, right? So this one here, it's, be it you're very masculine, you're mature and you're attractive and you're charismatic, you have your throne, you're responsible, you're protective and all that kind of stuff. You're feeling like you're dealing with a teenage woman here, but you want to manifest this person, and you are attracted to them perhaps, or you feel sexual attraction, or you feel some kind of anger that's kind of becoming more like a sexual dynamics, this one, because they are projecting back to you the side of you that is part of you, and you like it. This one, you like it. Why? Because it's part of you, and this person is like that too. So hence why it's favorable for you, because you're feeling the attractions because it's similar. You're just repressing it somehow. But then again, deep down, if you had the chance, you would like to unleash it, right? With someone who has the same energy as you, right? So it's it's similar energy. It is the same energy. It's just they're showing it to you and you're repressing it. Okay? Because you have a persona or you have responsibilities. Hence why you're deciding not to let this one go. Because you want to show up to them as the Knight of... This person is showing up to you as the Princess of Swords. But you want to show up to this person as the Knight of Swords. Which is the same wavelength as this woman or this man you're interested in. You want to seduce or you want to manifest. Okay, so that's it. That's all. Deck 2. Deck 3, whoever chose Fountain Tarot, welcome to your reading. I hope you're all safe and healthy in this time. So... the next time, well, what will happen? Technically, the question is, what will happen the next time you see this person? What will happen with this woman or this man, okay? But this is your perception. I'll do another one with their perception connected to you. So their vibe, their emotions, it's going to be described in another video, okay? This is more about you, which is the important thing because this is about you. The answers are within you, always. That's why I'm doing one about your perception of the situation, because you're gonna be the one experiencing it with this person. Okay, when will this happen? You have time is still unknown. Then we have when you're truly ready for it. The vibe you're going in, okay? Caution. But you're not cautious, okay? So you're more clumsy in this situation. I never imagined so much perfection. So my guard is down. I'm not guarded with this woman or this man, okay? And I never expected to see such perfect features, such perfect music, such perfect performance. Whatever it is, were struck by lightning, perhaps. Yeah, this one is 8 of Wands. This one, there's an element of you're focused and all your energy is focused on it. You're not guarded here. You're more eager to be part of it. Okay, so your challenge is the Judgment card, but I think it's in reverse. The reason why it's that way is the 5 of Wands. In the initial phase, you have the Hermit card in reverse. In the middle section, you have the 8 of Coins, and you have the Tower card in reverse. This is the Perfection card, okay, guys? Because if you look at it this way, like if you look really into it, this is the balance part, and the rest that's not part of it, that cannot be that cannot keep the harmony going, is taken and destroyed and it leaves on its own kind of stuff. So this one, so how am I feeling the next time I see this person? How I'm feeling, okay? I don't have my guard up. That's one thing. I'm not guarded when I meet this woman or this man, okay? And I never imagined this much perfection. So I do find this woman or this man perfect. During this meeting, there's something perfect about it. Be it it's a performance you're watching, your guard is down. Be it it's it's a woman you're looking at and she's just perfect, or it's a man you're looking at and he's just perfect kind of stuff. But technically what's happening during this meeting is that you're feeling very focused. You're feeling very energized and activated. Okay, you're feeling activated and your guard is down, Why you're feeling activated this way is because you're part of a group, you're part of a competition, you're part of an environment where there are many other people. It's either you're observing them, because the Five of Wands is the card of observation. So it's either you're observing observing a performance, a dance, I don't know, a combat, a sparring between people, could be this one. Or you're watching a game of, I don't know, like Japanese games that are popular, chess game you're watching, or it's a football game or a soccer game, or I don't know, like a, what's the word, rugby game, whatever it is, or a dart competition. It is something that you're passionate about, you're focused on it, and all your focus is there, and it's like observation. Your challenge is that perhaps you're not self-aware. This one, you're not self-aware because you're in awe here, connected to this woman, this man, or this performance, this activity, this competition, this tournament. Okay, so in the past, or in the initial phase, how you are perceiving yourself is that you're not isolated, you're not tapping into yourself, and you don't need to, because your focus is elsewhere, right? So you feel like it's not about you, it's not about your dreams, it's about the situation regarding whatever is happening. Then in the middle section, how you're okay, this one, you're very focused whatever you're doing. Be you yourself are in a competition and you're focusing on putting the puzzles together, strategizing the situation, or you're witnessing the person doing this. Okay, and then with the Tower card in the ending, how your perception is of the whole situation, that everything worked out very well, hence where the unnecessary things are out of the way. Okay, so it's like that. That's your perception during the meeting. You're not guarded, you're very focused, or the person you're observing is very focused, and whatever is happening, it's releasing all the unnecessary things from your environment, from the situation, from the puzzle, whatever it is. It's so well calculated, or it's so well done. You never imagined so much perfection in that event, and you're not cautious, you're not self-aware, you're not guarded. It's like you're part of the game kind of thing, part of the dance environment. You're under an influence, but you're focused on it. That's why you're part of it. That's why you're part of the event, or you're part of the person, or you're part of the whole situation with the person. So if this is more like a one-on-one with a person, it's more you're focused on the person. Why you're focused on the person is because you're observing your person. And your challenge connected to the situation is to not judge the person. But I don't feel like you're not judging them. But you like them way too much because you find them perfect the way they are. And you're not feeling isolated. You're connecting this one. You're connecting with the woman or the man you're interested in, or you're meeting at that time. So it could be a person you're interested in, as it's a person you admire, or it's a person you wanted to meet, or it's a person you need to work with, but you like who they are. You're not guarded. You're connecting with them, and you're working with them. This one, you're working with them. You're solving the puzzle with them. You're showing them your skill, or you're observing their skills, whichever way it is. And then in the near future, you feel like everything is working perfectly well, and whatever is unnecessary has already crumbled on its own, which is insane, because that's how I'm tapping into the Tower card in this deck. Okay, so it's like that. Okay, so this is all I had for deck 3. Okay, congratulations, I liked it because you feel fulfilled, you feel satisfied, you don't feel like you're not stuck in your head. This one, you're connecting with the person, you're learning with the person, you're learning from them, you're learning with them, you're teaching them. It's all that kind of stuff. And at the end, whatever is not necessary has already crumbled on its own. And whatever needs to stay with the like, the connection is good, technically. Everything is good. It's like that. Okay? The unnecessary things crumbled on their own at the end. That's how you see the situation with this woman or this man. Okay, or this group of people, or this tournament, whatever it is, be it it's about the tournament, about the situation, but you're one with it. You're not separate from the tournament, from the dance, whatever it is. You're embracing the whole experience, because for you, you never imagined something so perfect like that. So it has connected with you, technically. It has influenced you, that you feel one with it. It's like that. You're amazed with the situation. The experience, you're amazed with it. The meeting, you're amazed with the situation during the meeting. Okay? It's like that. Deck 4. Whoever chose sexual magic, welcome to your reading. I hope you're all safe and healthy in this time. So let us see. Oh, fudge. Okay. Whatever will happen, will happen. There's a card I think that shouldn't be in there, but I mean, if it needs to pop out, we'll just accept it the way it is. So technically, the question is, what will happen the next time you meet this person? What will happen with this person? And this is your perception. I will create another video with their perception, but why I'm doing it with your perception is because the answers are always within yourself. Okay, so I'm just embodying you here, but then again, you'll know if I'm embodying you or not. Okay, so I'm not you, definitely, but when I'm doing it, I'm kind of impersonating you. Okay, but I know who I am, and I know who you are, and you know who you are. I know who you are, but I know you because I'm creating here. But then again, you're gonna know if I really know or I don't. It's up to you to decide. But I'm having faith that I know. Okay? But if I really talk what I'm thinking in my head, you're not gonna understand, and I'm not gonna waste time here, because this is creation time and this is about you, right? So we don't want to waste too much time. We want to give you what you need, okay? If you find it useful, that is, okay? And if you feel like you are eager to accept it, you accept it, okay? And I don't want to insult you, I don't want to judge you. I'm not doing it in the form of I'm judging you, this one, okay? I've learned so much about judgment through my channel. So fall time is when it's going to happen. So when you're going to meet this person, or when this meeting is going to take place, your dynamic consciousness. So you're more conscious, okay? So you're very conscious. So you're tuning into the situation with your center, okay? Your navel, okay? You're not in your head. Seek professional advice. So you know you need to seek professional advice connected to this situation during fall time. So you're very aware of your situation, yourself. So what's the main situation? How you're feeling? So we have Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So we know you're no longer interested in this woman or this man. You're meeting, technically. And your challenge here is the Eight of Swords. So your conflicting thoughts, okay? And the reason why you are perceiving the situation like this is because of Nine of Wands in reverse. But this one is more about caressing. So there's no element of this person caressing you the way you want them to. In the initial phase, how you're tapping into this is Queen of Wands. It's about you seeing this woman, or it's about you seeing yourself, and this is what you're doing, okay? Then we have the Two of Cups in reverse. And then we have Seven of Chalices. Ten of Swords. Okay, this one, it's more about, you know what you're doing is wrong. Hence why you're telling yourself, I need to seek professional advice, because I've been doing this a lot, perhaps. But I'm doing it consciously this time around. Or I've been doing the same pattern consciously. I don't know if I'm a woman or I'm a man, though. Am I a woman or I'm a man? We're gonna leave the 10 of Swords here because it's the foundation of the... But am I a woman or a man? Now, upright is a woman or man. But give me a card that's woman alone or man alone. Okay. I'm not getting the answer I'm seeking. We'll go with a male's perspective and then we'll go from a woman's perspective, okay? I'm a man, let's say, and I'm conscious that I'm not serious about this one, okay? And why I know I'm not serious about this one, because I'm not operating in the way I know I show a woman I like. So if I'm a man, let's say, I have a tendency to put the woman I'm in love with, I'm serious about, on my lap. And I caress her. And I like to please her like that. And I like to do it more like in nature and all that kind of stuff, okay? So this one, you know that this is not your real preference, or this is like a type you're not going to take seriously because of the way you're manipulating with her. You're not doing your own patterns. If you're really serious about her, you would court her seriously. You'll get to know her more seriously. You'll follow her more, you know, like you will follow her. You'll cling on to her a bit more. You'll put more effort connected to her. And you'll also put her on your lap. You like to give tight hugs. You like to have the woman you are serious about on your lap. This one, you're not putting her on your lap, okay? And you're not planning on putting her on your lap, which is not like a serious situation, technically, as per you, because you don't plan on taking it serious, okay? And your challenge connected to the situation is to, like, deep down, control your little friend down there, right? Your sexual urges. You have a tendency to sleep with a woman every week, right? So you have that habit of sleeping with a new woman every week, kind of stuff, without being serious about them, right? But you know you need to seek professional advice because you know this is not bringing you anywhere. You're getting rid of the stress by sleeping with a woman, and it means nothing to you, but you know it's not what you really want. But then again, you're going at it because you know you need this, you have this need, and consciously you're going after it. It's easy, like it's a solution for you. You know what your solution is, right? So technically, when you see her, I don't know if she's already in a relationship or she's already married, and you're sleeping with her. This one, you're caught, like you're doing adultery, but then again, I can't judge here, right? Up to you. So I'm technically sleeping with a woman who's married, but then again, I know I'm not serious about her, and my challenge is to kind of like not be conflicted here, not allow my little friend down there to, like, you know, take over all the time, you know, instead of like controlling myself, doing abstinence and all that kind of stuff. I just rather take care of it on the spot. So I'm not involved with her technically. So what's happening when you're meeting this one? It's basically you start undressing and sleeping with them. Technically, it's what's gonna happen the next time you're gonna meet them. You know, you need to seek professional advice. but you're doing it consciously. Hence, there's an element of the woman is not really happy here, because perhaps I might be single as I might be taken, okay? But the woman is feeling guilty, or there's a lot of expectations on the woman, could be this one. Like that. So I'm a guy, let's say I'm sleeping with a woman and we're not talking, we're not engaged, we're not going on a date, we're just going to a room and we're starting to undress and we're not involved with each other. So there's no real romantic emotion technically, but afterwards, after sleeping with her, perhaps you are kind of fancying them, but then again, perhaps it's not serious enough. This one, it's you want to get near them perhaps, but it's up to you how you're gonna take it next. You might have fancied them. Okay, this one, it could be also different because we're more conscious. We know we need to seek more professional advice. But if this is a single person and you're single and you know you're not serious at first, you're not planning on being serious with them because you know that you're not, you know it usually sometimes, but once you've tasted her, perhaps you do like how she's undressing in front of you. So the way she undressed in front of you perhaps showed you that they kind of fancy you more than, okay, this way perhaps you start fancying them, but you're not emotionally like, at first, you're not emotionally available. At the end, though, you start fancying them. Okay? So you start thinking of this woman, if you're a guy here, more seriously. But you're not planning on being serious with them. So it could be a confused state at first, but then perhaps you might like the taste of this one, you like the smell of it, and perhaps she likes your smell too, hence where you're starting to fancy her more. Okay? So I'll give you a more optimistic reading this one, but you'll know what you're gonna do with it, okay? So it could be that at the end, I might have liked this girl or this guy, but that's why I want to seek professional advice, because at first, perhaps I went in this consciously that perhaps I'm not seeking something serious, and I wasn't kind of like interested in her like that. But then again, it's more like I have my urges, I need to satisfy them, right? So at the beginning, when we started undressing, I did like how she undressed in front of me. So perhaps I like the body shape of this one. And I was already naked. Okay, it's just that when she undressed, I felt like a inner fire a bit. So I was more passionate about her at the beginning, even though I'm not serious. Okay, so I wasn't searching for something serious, but I was conscious that I wasn't searching for something serious, hence why I went with this one. But when it happened, I wasn't in love with her technically. So this one, it's not really, I wasn't involved with her, but at the end of it, I started fancying her. If this is a woman and you're a guy here, I'm a guy here. I'm a woman here, but I'm impersonating a guy here. Okay? If I'm a woman here, I'm kind of like conscious of the fact that I'm dating a guy who's not serious. He didn't pursue me, didn't put the effort, he didn't court me technically. And why I'm sure about it is because he wasn't tender with me, he didn't put me on his lap, or he didn't hug me. I felt it, this one. But my challenge was to get out of this conflicted mindset, okay? That, like I'm dating or I'm seeing a guy who's not really interested in me, perhaps. So at the beginning, what I do is I undress because perhaps I know that's what he's here to do with me. So he wants to sleep with me. So I'm undressing in front of this guy. I do feel confident, and he was already naked when I started undressing myself. So technically, this guy started undressing themselves. This is PG-13, guys. This guy I'm meeting started to undress himself, and then because he's undressed, I started undressing. Perhaps I was teasing him with that. But when we started sleeping, I didn't feel an involvement on his end, or I wasn't involved in it. But later on, like, he started kissing me, and hence where I kind of liked it. I started liking him more. So this one, perhaps it could be that at the beginning, when you guys were sleeping, when intercourse was happening, there was no element of love, there was no element of romance, it was more sexual perhaps, but you were consciously going there, okay? This one, because you wanted to sleep with someone, you knew you were feeling like betrayed or something by an ex or something of the sort, so you wanted someone who can just kind of like show you love, even if it was temporary. Hence where you're telling yourself, I need to seek professional advice, because this is if I'm more human, I'll say, like, why am I just rebounding with another person? Like, I could find a way to not do it, because I'm getting hurt every time I'm going, right? So technically this one, it's more, I'm going with this person, I wasn't involved, but then again, I started fancying them when they started kissing me. Okay, so I started liking this person's smell. I like this person's body, something of the sort. Okay, this one. But then again, overall, I'm still a bit sad. But I wanted the pleasure, so I made myself get the pleasure, technically. Okay, I'm not gonna go with third party, because it could be, perhaps, if I'm married already, but my husband is not satisfying my needs, and so I want to go seek professional advice, because perhaps my husband is not able to satisfy my needs, and I'm dating a man or a woman who's, I'm not dating this one. If you're dating, you know it. But this one, it's more a meeting where either I feel betrayed by my husband, or I feel like my husband or my wife is not able to satisfy my sexual needs, and I want to consciously satisfy myself, and masturbation is not the way to go. Perhaps for me, it's not satisfying me. I want human touch, etc. I'm not encouraging anything, guys, okay? Like an FYI on the parentheses, okay? So I kind of like go and I tell myself I'm just gonna sleep with this one, but at the end, I start fancying them. This could also be singles with single, but a man or a woman who's not kind of serious, and they become a more serious, or it's not serious, it's they start fancying the person they're sleeping with consciously, because you like their smell, and you like how they are with you, technically. So this one, it's more authentic at the end. Okay, that's it. That's all you'll know if it resonated, guys. Okay, and I'm not encouraging anything, and that was PG-13. Okay, that's it. I'm just going to take a break before I start deck 5 and 6. Okay, so now welcome pile 5, deck 5, whoever chose the Night Sun Tarot, welcome to your reading. So this one is more about what will happen the next time you will see this person, but this is your perception. So what you're going to be doing, what you're going to be thinking, perhaps you will know, okay, if this is definitely resonating or not, okay? This one, I'm more serious, this one. There's more shadow energy than I expected in this pile, okay? But then again, I'm one person that embraces shadow and light equally as much, because life is about experiencing everything, right? So you have stay positive about this one. Movement. So you are in movement, this one. There's movement happening. And what you're saying, I am terrified. And think before you act. So, interesting. So what's the main situation? You have 5 of Pentacles. What's your challenge is the 3 of Pentacles. The reason why it's that way is the Page of Cups. In the initial phase, we have the 3 of Wands. In the middle section, we have Temperance card. And in the near future, we have the 8 of Cups. And the main situation is the 10 of Wands. So you're not building what you want to build, this one. And you're not planning it out properly, okay? Because you're terrified and you're telling yourself you need to think before you act, this one. So you do a lot of overthinking, this one. So stay positive about it. So we want to tell you, you have to stay positive about the situation with this woman or this man. So when you're meeting this woman or this man, how you are perceiving them. This one, it could be that you're receiving money, this one. You're being bought, this one. Interesting. What do I need to say here? What's happening the next time you're meeting this woman or this man? You're terrified. And you want this person to think before they act. And okay, I'll read this in the form of I'm really terrified. And I want the people around me to think before they act. So I'm really terrified in this situation. Why I don't feel terrified is because I don't feel protected. I don't feel safe. And I feel like I don't mean anything around to the surrounding around me. Okay. And my challenge is to direct myself here in this situation. To be my own compass, this one. Be my own person, this one. But I don't know where to start. I'm not able to see where I could start. I don't feel like I can heal. I don't feel like I can be like balanced in this situation, heal myself, get healed, or something of the sort. Hence where at the ending, how I'm feeling connected to this woman or this man is that I absorb their energy and I'm kind of like stuck with it. This one, as it's not I absorb their energy, this one is I'm kind of like feeling drained here when I'm meeting this person. But I'm feeling drained because I have fear here. I'm not operating from a positive space here. Because I feel like I mean nothing to the surrounding. So I don't feel valued in the environment. This one. But at the same time, this one, what is happening when I'm meeting these people? It's this people or this. Okay, so I'm going to project it in the form of I'm seeing a person wanting to buy me, this one. Or I'm seeing a person who's giving me money, this one. Or asking money. I need to really understand what's going on here. I'm really terrified. Okay, I don't feel protected here. You don't feel protected here. Okay, this one, perhaps you're dealing with your parents, this one, or you're dealing with your father and his ex-girlfriend or his girlfriend, okay? And you're resisting the whole situation, and it's something you didn't want to face, this one. Could be, okay? But then again, guys, I want you to understand that you want people to love you, show you love, show you support, and all that kind of stuff. But what are you, the real question is, what are you doing to support yourself here in this situation? What are you doing to support yourself? If you're terrified, express the fact that you're terrified. So perhaps this one, you are expressing that you feel disvalued. You don't feel valued. You feel like you're stuck. You feel like you mean nothing to your parents. Why? So it's because you don't receive the love, or you never felt like you received love, or you never felt like they cared about you, this one. Hence where the challenge here is to either expect your father to tell you what to do, or you don't want your father to tell you what to do. Could be. Or you're getting money for something, okay? But you don't want the money, technically. Because if you accept the money, perhaps you need to accept the condition regarding something, right? So you are terrified, but I don't know what you're terrified of. I'm not understanding what I'm terrified about. Being alone could also be it here in this situation. Because I don't know what my dad's planning to do, and I don't know what this woman who's coming in my life is planning on doing. Is she taking my dad away from me, or is he taking my mom away from me? Perhaps that's the dynamic of I'm terrified because perhaps I rely on my mom or my dad, or it's my mom and it's my dad. It's part of me, right? But then again, I'm feeling like I'm being neglected here, so hence why I'm doing movement. It's either I'm asking for money from my dad, could be, but because I don't feel like he's showing me love, perhaps. So I'm kind of like asking money so that my dad will pay for the fact that he didn't love me enough by money. Or it's kind of like terrifying me because my dad is providing me money, or my mom is giving me money, or that woman or that person is giving me money but is shoving me the money so that I can just leave them alone and go. So I'm feeling insulted here. I'm feeling terrified because I'm feeling alone there. I'm feeling unloved. I'm feeling like I just need to take the money and spoil myself. But then again, money that's given to me and the things I'm kind of like buying with the money, I feel betrayed because my dad and his girlfriend, or my mom and his new boyfriend, are not spending time with me, this one. Hence why I want my parents to think before they act, because I'm starting to feel unstable. I'm starting to feel unwanted here, right? Because I don't feel loved. I don't feel like they care about me, or I don't feel like I care about them enough. This one, it could also be like you are the father, perhaps, and this is your daughter or your son, or you're meeting a girlfriend. I don't know, this one. It could be reverse situation too, in the form of like your child is kind of like showing you back the money, but they're feeling dejected. Why they're feeling that way and you're seeing it is because they didn't feel nurtured growing up. You weren't able to support them or something. So I know it's hard to hear this, and who am I to just say it, but I'm so sorry. Hence where you're kind of like seeing, like, the challenge you need to face here is to communicate with your daughter or your son. Try to communicate with them, but it's not easy because you're starting to be terrified that you're losing your children too. It could be reverse psychology, like reverse situation. It could be the child feeling this way, or it's the family, it's the parent that's feeling this way. The child is kind of feeling left out in the cold, and they're kind of asking for money, or they're giving money for something else, and like they have bad habits perhaps because they were neglected. Let's say, and you feel guilty of that because you weren't able to show them love, or they weren't able to grow the way you wanted them to grow, or you know that society today is different. It's not the same environment, it's not the same lessons, it's not the same wisdom that you guys had at your time, and now the new generation is different. You know, there's a lot more chaos, a lot more external influence, like cell phones, apps, and all. I mean, depends on how you're using it. If you use it properly for your children's life enhancement, is obviously good, but if you use it so that your child will, you know, just let you be, and you get your freedom, and they just preoccupy themselves on the cell phone, it's a different story, right? So it's more the karma you need to face. Whichever way it happened, right? There's no way you can control these kind of stuff. It's obvious. It's normal. It's the first time you're being a parent, right? This is that kind of situation. So communication is important, hence where like the movement is perhaps connected to communication, but you don't know how to talk about it, how to start, and you're not feeling like it's healing, it's not working. You're feeling like it's not working. Hence where with the aid of it's either you're feeling like your child has a lot of baggage, or you yourself are having a lot of baggage here in this situation because you're terrified. So there's something like a trauma that you might have, this one also. So how you're feeling, I could go with trauma, perhaps, like, you know, you're traumatic, or you know, like, you're not perfect, perhaps, this one, or you know you're poorer than other people, this one, or you're not financially stable, and that's how you're feeling connected to the situation. So when you're meeting someone, you're feeling poorer or more, less advantages, okay? So it's more like you're on the lacking side, perhaps, but this is how you're perceiving yourself. Why you're perceiving yourself that way is because perhaps you're not nurturing yourself and you're not valuing yourself properly. That's one. Perhaps you don't really know how to give yourself what you need, how to get what you need. You don't know how to get it. Okay, but this is like a side story I'm telling you. Okay, but then again, who am I to tell you these things? I don't know what your life situation is. I'm talking as if everything is possible. I know it's not for everyone out there. It's just that I'm just gonna tell you like a side note. This is like a person who told me this, which is not my words. And it kind of clicked with me. It said that sage, that wise man, asked the woman once, like a woman asked the sage, a wise man, how can you have good self-esteem, right? And the wise man explained to the girl that it's not something you can get, it's something you provide to yourself. So having a good self-esteem means that you just need to it's the ability of oneself to give oneself what it needs. So it's to sit down and tap into yourself and ask yourself, what is it that your body needs? What is it that your nervous system needs? What feels good? Sometimes your body tells you what you need because it craves it. And you will feel good because and it's usually natural stuff. Sunlight, good food, organic food. Well, I'm saying organic. Well, beach, massage. What you need, you will feel good when you seek it, but you need to give it to yourself. You want more communication, you want more time with yourself, you want more communication with yourself, then you have to start giving it to yourself. How can you communicate with yourself? Go get like books and, like find yourself questions and answer those questions. Sometimes we procrastinate because we know it's hard, but then again, it's the element of putting the effort and facing the hardship that you need. It's hard. Sometimes it's just a question, but then again, you don't have an answer, right? But it means that you need to reflect on the question more and see what you as the woman or the man who is here needs to face within yourself. Because sometimes disease comes and you need to face it, whether or not. It's dis-ease, not being at ease with yourself, not tapping into yourself, not regulating your emotions yourself, not facing the hard truth yourself. It comes in the slap of a face by life. Sometimes it's like that. Things happen because you're not facing things properly. And your body's telling you, I can't take it anymore. Or the people around you are telling you, I can't take this behavior anymore. Or I can't take you anymore. I want to break up with you. Or I don't want to take care of you. Kind of stuff. It depends. Which point of view I'm going in, I don't know. But everyone has their limits. And sometimes it's hard, but this is what life is about. This is like in the form of a consequence you need to face. You're terrified, right? But how can you face the situation is one step at a time. It's a situation you need to get yourself out of. How are you going to get yourself out of it? How are you going to help yourself get out of the situation? If you need patience, you're going to need patience. If you need to be gentler with yourself, you need to be gentler with yourself. If it's an environment that terrifies you, how can you get out of that environment ASAP? Call the police, call the ambulance, call, I don't know, like, shout, ask for help, communicate with the world around you. Sometimes you think you're alone, but there's so much support all around you. You just need to ask for the help. You need to scream for it, for your life. Sometimes it's embarrassing. Sometimes it's something you don't expect you need to do. But what is it that you need? You need to ask for it. Because that's the only way things are going to move, right? So this one, you want things to move, right? And you don't know how to start at it. But then again, at the end, perhaps it's an element of your crying. It's an element of your letting it go. 8 of Cups, it's about giving up on the situation. Realizing that these emotions no longer serve you. These emotions of not being good enough, not being wanted, not being valued in this situation, always fearing everyone, fearing yourself. Think before you act, but it's more than that. Realize what your baggages are, what are the triggers, and why are you triggered? What part of yourself is hard to accept, or you have not accepted yet, hence why they're triggering you. But this one, it's more like let go of emotions that don't serve you, let go of all the baggages. And this one, it's important that you cry a lot. This one, you cry a lot, you release yourself, you shout, you scream, you embrace the anger, you embrace the, I don't know, like, I'm one that says, please, don't harm anyone. Because sometimes the karma connected to harming someone is not easy. But for sure, you will transform here. There is transformation that will happen. Once you decide to communicate with yourself, once you decide to communicate with this woman or this man, once you ask for the help you need, once you start providing to yourself what your needs are, so that your self-esteem will boost here. Your self-esteem is simply to provide yourself what you need. Be it you need to shout for support, be it you need to call the police, be it you need to call the ambulance, you need to go see a therapist, you need to ask for professional support, be it you need to ask for your dad. Explain to your dad what your expectations are, what you're feeling, and how he can help you out if he's the eager type. Because sometimes we forget that they care, because I've seen many cases where the parents care so much about their children, but the children is not talking with the parents. And there's so much wisdom out there. From your parents, you can learn so much, guys. How they're coping. Sometimes you can learn, and sometimes you can, realize that there are things that trigger you because you use that method of coping, but it doesn't work for you. Okay? Hence where you will need to seek elsewhere. But sometimes it's just talking. you're feeling angry, you're feeling disrespected, you're keeping it bottled up because you think your parents don't care about you, but they care about you. And why would you decide not to talk with them when they're asking you, are you okay, girl? And they're sitting there in the kitchen, they're eating something, they're talking with themselves, you're feeling down, you're going to your room. But technically you can decide to consciously go down, do the movement for yourself, because you know that's what you need. You need to go talk with your parents that are available to listen to you, and they are available to give you wisdom. If this is a good environment, your parents care about you, but you're not seeing it. There are many cases where I've seen that, and I'm like an external person. Sometimes it's the other way around. There's more complicated situations where the parent doesn't have the time, the parent is not valuing the child's opinion. But sometimes parents also have egos, okay? Because you're their child, so you are kind of like a representative of theirs. So sometimes they, even if they're the ambitious type, if you sit down and you face them and they're in the right mindset to listen to you, because sometimes it's a mindset thing, sometimes it's a issue thing that they're not able to face themselves. Okay, this is about your parents. But sometimes when communication happens between the big and the small, there are many things that you realize is they didn't realize that the behavior they were doing was causing you pain, or the behavior they were doing was creating the wrong impression they wanted you to get. Let's say I used to kind of be tough on you and you would take it very personally, but I would be tough on you because I believe that you need to learn how to be strict, how to be disciplined, that nobody else can control you. Technically, you'll be able to be independent. But then again, when you explain to me that the fact that I was strict with you, you didn't feel safe enough to be yourself with me, you didn't feel confident in yourself, these things, I don't see that the fact that I was tough with you was creating you not to have self-esteem. You know, I didn't see it, and that was not my aim. Then you kind of realize that communication is definitely it, because you're seeing your parent express themselves properly and you're expressing yourself out there. And most of the time parents really care, it's just you don't see it. But you're not looking at them as if they're human beings, you're looking at them as your father and your mother. But they're human beings, they never were parents before, and they did their best in the way that they could with their own tools and things that were available to them at that time. Because time, environment, background, technology, all these things are different for every generation. Okay, you living in Roman Empire time is not the same you living in this time. It's not the same. Things are similar, let's say, if we go very like pattern and conscious and witness the whole history and all that kind of stuff. But lifestyle is not the same. They didn't have technology like we do now. They had higher architectural things. They knew how to use intelligence properly and innovative ideas. It was shining, and the Roman paths and all that kind of, it's insane. It's amazing what happened during the Roman Empire. But it's not the same timeline, right? I'm going extreme, but it's technically it. Okay, so if you're terrified, you need to find what's terrifying you and what can you do to help yourself here in this situation regarding the meeting, the group, whatever it is, okay? But for sure there's transformation here, because you're waking up to many things about yourself, about the environment, about your parents, about your child, whatever it is, and your challenge overall is to communicate. Be it is communicate with the environment, talk, scream, ask for help, give a call to the police, give a call to the ambulance, call 911 or 119, whichever country you're in. Find out how you can support yourself, and this one, it's about movement. So if you're feeling threatened, you know what to do. There's always support out there, even though you feel like other people don't give a shit, because they don't know what your lifestyle is, they don't know where you're coming from. They can give you, like, they can judge you from a glimpse, but then again, they don't know who you are. So keep that in mind. And help is everywhere, you just don't believe in it. That's the key element. Okay, so have faith that you are supported, have faith that you're protected, and Have faith that you can get yourself out of the situation by doing the necessary movements that will get you out of the situation that terrifies you. Be it it's communication with the parents, expressing yourself properly. Even though you don't know where to start, the important thing is you need to give up. Like this one is not give up. Face the emotions that are bothering you. You need to sit down and cry. You need someone to see you. You do it with someone you think is a human being around you. Who's the human being around you? Be it it's your parent, it's your father, it's your mother, it's your sister. They might not care about you, let's say, but when there's real emotion that is shown, people have a tendency to gravitate around it. Okay? So this one, it's important that I'm not going to say think before you act, because perhaps this is something you're thinking you need to do. But I'm against it. Sometimes thinking will create more repression. Okay? So feel, be before you act, but be. Being means trying to breathe from the center. The belly, try to connect to yourself from the center. Not here, center, which is the belly. Try to breathe from there. Okay, so instead of think before you act, this one, it's breathe in from the center and then calm yourself if you can. If you can't, then you need to think fast. What is it that you can do to yourself to help yourself in this situation? What is it that you really need? What is it that you really need? And you have to say it out loud, perhaps, for some of you out there. Scream if you need to, call someone if you need to, try to ask someone that if you can get their phone because of something, but it's serious situation, this one. Okay? So may help happen to you, okay? And may realization, self-realization happen to you, and may you still stay safe and healthy until next time. Okay, but please take care of yourself, because even if I'm telling you these things, you're the one who needs to decide how you're going to take care of yourself. And have faith that support will come. And support also starts by you supporting yourself mentally, telling yourself what your expectations, like it's not expectations, it's affirmations you need to tell yourself. I'm safe and I'm healthy. I am supported in time of need. I'm protected from negative energies and ill harm. I'm a divine human being. Love, compassion, and purity are in my nature. My body's perfect, healthy. You know, there's so many things you can do. You can say. But affirmations that will help you. I'm able to give myself what I need. I'm able to provide myself what I need. I'm able to reach out to the things I need. I already have all that I need. Okay, so the more you say, it's a magic word. I speak, I create as I speak. I'm not going to say the word, but I create as I speak. So this one you need to create. Movement also happens by that. This is a movement, right? This is a movement. Saying a word, saying an affirmation is a movement. Screaming out for help is a movement. Taking the phone, calling something, someone, a human person, it's a movement, right? So you are moving. So if this meeting is dangerous for you, you are moving towards what your needs are. A safe environment, an environment where people are protective, an environment where people are more aware, an environment where people are more positive, are more human, an environment, you want to go to those environments, right? You want to go in an environment where people are richer, perhaps, are more protective, are more responsible. More responsible. And there will be help. There will always be help. Have faith in that. You're supported, okay? In ways you don't even see, okay? In ways you don't even see, you're supported. You just need to ask for it. First time it didn't work, second time it didn't work, third time it didn't work, fourth time it didn't work, fifth. Never give up. If you're really terrified, that is, in this situation, you will need to fight for it. Fight for the support. You will receive it. But the main thing is you need to support yourself. Remember to support yourself. Okay? I'll see you again. Stay safe and healthy until then. Fight for yourself until then. Don't fear yourself and say, I'm fearless. I'm fearless. I'm not terrified. I'm fearless. I have the bravery. I'm brave and I'm confident. Like I receive, or like, let's say if it's more a bravery and courage element, the affirmation would be, may I be brave and courageous enough to overcome the situation. If it's more like a challenging element, there are many, this one is more for Hindus. It's Hinduism. It's part of Hinduism. This is not mine, but I use this technique. There's a mantra I utter. It's about Lord Ganesha. Okay, Ganesh is technically for perhaps relationship challenges, but I believe that it will help. The mantra helps me, and it's called Aum GAM Ganapataye Namaha. Okay, so if you ever think that you would like to try it out, you can say it. It's Aum GAM Ganapataye Namaha. Aum GAM Ganapataye Namaha. Namaha means thank you, or it's like a reverence. And Om, it's like the beginning of it. So it's more like it's a sacred space, technically. It's a mantra that you need to utter several times, but you need to have a certain reverberation, like you have to be pure from heart when you're saying it. So the more devoted you are when you're saying it, and you need it genuinely, it's a mantra you can utter. Okay? It is Lord Ganesha. Apparently it's a deity that helps people overcome challenges in life. That's how I tap into it. And it's a method I would wish many of you to kind of have access to. But then again, I don't know if you're eager to explore it more, you're eager to seek it more perhaps, or you're drawn to it. This is only for those who really need it. Okay, I'm just kind of sharing what I have. Okay. That's it. Okay, that was deck 5. Okay. And then we have deck 6, Mystic Monday. Also could be connected to Millennium Thoth, because I said so. But then again, whatever is can be. So trust your intuition. So I trusted my intuition when I said that, but perhaps you need to trust yourself too. Okay, so this one, it's the main question technically is what will happen with this person, or during this meeting or your next meeting, and this is your perception. Okay, so it's your perception of what will happen, or what will happen. We're gonna go future tense, but perhaps it could happen. It could have happened, but then again, I don't want to focus in the past anymore. I like to focus in the present moment. Okay, so whichever way you came here for, may it be the situation it is. Okay, so I'm just gonna read it. Okay, I know I don't know everything. That's why I'm saying to the tarot, please show me the way. So when is this? Release the need to control the situation and stop rushing things. Okay, the vibe you are in, you're not angry anymore. Okay, so I'm not angry with the situation, and love is the answer. Okay, so this time around, when you're meeting this woman or this man or this group of people, you're telling yourself love is the answer. Hence why you're no longer angry with the group of people or this person. How you're feeling, or how your perception is of the situation. We have the Knight of Wands energy. Your challenge or their challenge is the Nine of Swords. The reason why is that way is the Two of Wands. In the initial phase, we have the Ten of Swords with the Eight of Wands. In the middle section, we have the Hermit card and the Chariot card. Okay. And then in the near future, you have the Four of Swords. Okay. Okay, so I'm not angry anymore. You're not angry anymore, technically. I'm talking in the form of I, but it's you. Okay? You're no longer angry with the situation because you want to prioritize love. And love is very inclusive, love is very accepting, and in love, you understand that whatever pain, grief, anger, emotion you feel regarding an attachment, because love is acceptance, it's inclusiveness, it's compassion, it's tenderness, it's new life, it's transformation, it's cosmic energy. It's bigger than anything else. So how you're perceiving the situation here is that it's either you're seeing this, okay, so you're seeing a man who's kind of like a player, could be, or you're seeing a young man who's eager to act towards you, perhaps. And why you perceive them this way and you're not angry at this person is because you have no intention towards them. So you don't have any purpose connected to them. Hence why it's more simpler. It's not an air of indifference. It's an air of knowing what your truth is. Because you accept a person the way they are, when you accept a person the way they are, you accept also their preferences. And if you're not a preference of theirs, let's say, it won't harm you that much. You won't take it personally because you already included this person in your life. And you've also kind of accepted the fact that if this is meant to be, it will work out. So you don't have any intentions when it comes to this person. So when you're meeting this person, you're seeing them for who they are. So you're seeing that they're more charismatic, you're seeing that they're more magnetic, and they're like wanting to act perhaps connected to you. And your challenge with the Nine of Swords is to kind of not overthink the situation, technically. If you have an overthinking tendency, like you're a person who overthinks a lot, it's just your challenge is to not, it's just to calm your mind, technically. Like that. So in the initial phase, how you're perceiving this person to be, and how you're feeling connected to the situation. So you're not caring about the expectations. So you're not judging yourself, you're not taking on other people's judgments, and you're not acting on it. Okay, so this one, you're not acting, you're not going charismatic in the situation, technically. But when they're talking with you, this one, you are facing them and you're going on the journey of exploring them. Technically, this one, you're facing them, you're exploring them, you're not closing yourself up, you're not isolating yourself technically with this person. Hence, where in the near future you're calmer, way more calmer, this one. Or you're not calm, this one. What is this? You're not calm, but you're tapping into your divine feminine, which is more mysterious, this one. Okay, so there's no real anger. If not, you're not angry, you're loving yourself, you're showing up for yourself. So if there's a man who's kind of interested in you, who's flirting with you, who's showing you that they are interested in you and they want you, you're kind of embarking on this journey. Like, you're not overthinking it, or even if you are going on this journey, your challenge is to not overthink way too much and not to put yourself down. Okay, so if you had tendencies of thinking you're not attractive enough, your challenge here is just to accept that there's a man who is talking with you. You are perfect the way you are. Okay, you are beautiful the way you are. You are loving yourself. So have faith in that element of you loving yourself. You will radiate. So you are radiating. You don't need to do anything. You just need to be with them. So technically this one is more you're choosing to love yourself and to accept the person for who they are. Hence, where you're not getting angry with yourself, you're not getting angry with the person who's showing you interest. This one, okay? This is from a woman's point of view. Now, if I'm the man here, I'm a guy here, okay? It's the same concept. I've accepted myself the way I am. I accept other people for who they are. Hence why when I'm kind of like meeting this woman or this man, I'm deciding to go more loving, okay? I'm deciding to be more inclusive and understand that if it's meant to be friendship, love, partnership, it is gonna happen. Hence why I'm no longer in an angry dynamic. I'm not isolating myself. And, you know, I'm just there. I want to mingle and I want to get to know people. So I'm radiating that energy. Why I'm feeling that way is because I have not made a decision. Okay, so I'm kind of like not making myself make a decision. So if I need more time, I have accepted that I need more time for myself, but I want to communicate with people. I want to get to know people. So I'm focusing on that. I'm not angry about getting to know this woman. I'm not angry about, you know, dating her or something of sort, or seeing her, this one technically, or him, whoever it is. And my challenge connected to this person could also be that you know this woman or this man, perhaps. It could be that this is a woman you know who has a tendency to overthink, usually is stuck in her head kind of stuff. So when you're meeting her, could be that you're not decided what you want to do with her, right? Then again, you know you want to get to know her better. And one of your challenges when you're meeting her is you don't know what's going on in her headspace, could be. So when you meet her, you do see that she's not stressed, she's not anxious, this one, and she's still not showing you passion, perhaps the way you want to receive passion or you want to feel seduced, perhaps, but you're not angry at the fact that she's not, you know, seducing you, and you're actually happy that she's not overthinking, she's not judging herself with you, she doesn't feel like there's a lot of expectations. So this one, there's an element of you're making her feel comfortable, perhaps, or you're happy or you're relieved that she's more comfortable this time around. And you're kind of seeing that she's not isolating herself, if not the opposite, she's actually thriving here. So there's an element of you are able to make her feel successful here in this situation. You're happy that she's being herself with you, and then in the near future, how you're perceiving her technically is that she's not silent or chill. This one, she's kind of showing you more affection than usual. Okay, so this one is more that dynamic. Okay, you're observing her more though. This is more you observing her if you're a male. This one. Interesting. So that's it. So you're choosing to go with love, which is being more compassionate towards the woman or the man you're facing, technically. You're accepting them the way they are, and you're deciding to see them for who they are too. So it's like that, okay? So this is your perception of how you're seeing the woman or the man, okay? You're going out with, you're meeting, or you're observing, okay? So that's all I had for all of you. Hope it resonated. I'm not looking at you guys when I'm doing it, but hope it resonated, and I'll see you again on the next video. That's about what will happen with this person, but their perspective of the whole situation with the meeting. Okay, so I'll leave you on this, and if you need tools, I'm promoting it again. There is a very nice guru out there who's called Satya, even though he doesn't call himself a guru, but I see him as a guru technically. He talks a lot of his podcasts are very enlightening or insightful. We'll go with insightful. So if you don't know who these people are, there's one who's called Satya Speaks, and the other one is Rishabh Sharma. The Rishabh Sharma is more like he plays an instrument. It's called sitar, and he